I will have an active interaction with you because some people, but all the people who have joined virtually can ask questions, interrupt me at any time, do anything. So this is basically how to write a research proposal, but you can't write a research proposal without knowing research because it's like now, what is the other proposal? All of some of us have to go through is the marriage proposal. So both are proposals and the procedure is the same thing, right? Only thing is some people think that research is something very difficult. Only some people can do research. There are good researchers, bad researchers. Those kind of things I don't believe, and you also shouldn't believe. There are people who have done more research than other people, but that doesn't mean they are better researchers. But the Google Scholar citations and its indexes like things, there are various ways people are basically can rank on research. That's a different issue, but never be scared of research. Don't think there are big researchers, small researchers kind of thing. I think anyone can do research. Only thing is doing the research, you have to publish. A lot of us we do is, I'm a community medicine person, so we teach research to a lot of people. Our program is also basically more research oriented. We have a MD of 2 years. Then about me, I now live in Candy. I am not scared of my wife, but got married from Candy, and because she didn't want to come to Colombo, I went to Candy. I'm not scared of my wife, but usually people who are married know that it's better to do what the wife asks to basically have a peaceful life. So that doesn't mean you are scared of your wife, but that's true. So I am from Colombo. I went to oil, passed out from Kakaya, in Colombo. Then did anesthesia post internship in Colombo, post intern. I started doing anesthesia in Candy, and then came to Colombo. This hospital was doing, and then the issue was a lot of my batchmates are surgeons, but you know, it's very difficult to work with surgeons when you are anesthesia because at that time, mainly anesthesia are female. So surgeons usually have their kind of way of life, they were kind of ordering, and male started coming, it was a little difficult. Doesn't like to be ordered by males. So then I decided better to let them become surgeons, and I went in the Department of Communication. And then for A-level at that time, there are 4 subjects. I think now there are 3. I did pure math instead of botany, so I don't know anything about trees. So even if I go and meet a tree, I don't know what the tree. But and then I want to learn and teach statistics. That's why I joined the Department of Communication. I've been teaching statistics. So anyone who has passed from Peradeniya since I think 95-6, I have taught. 1 or 2 years I was on sabbatical at time. So all the people who have passed from Peradeniya know me, and then I used to come and give lectures in community in medical admin in one of quarters. What this is, so I usually like to ask about 2 individuals, but then there are a large group of people in 2 models. It takes a lot of time. So that television we can talk about each other, but the issue is if you are interested in giving lectures in any specialty, learn statistics, because statistics, very few people are comfortable to come and give lectures. Now I am still being asked to come to living Canada. Didn't want to basically little lazy to come to Colombo, but therefore I don't come, but still I can come and give lectures because statistics people are not very comfortable to come and talk in front of people who can ask questions. But so other field there are enough people, they fight to give lectures. Statistics, no people. So they beg you to come and give lectures. So you learn statistics. You will have enough lectures to do. That is one. Second thing is any research needs statistics. So statistics is expensive. If you get statistical advice, you can always charge. So you can be rich also. Now a lot of us do private, but I don't see patients. Then I did the post intern for about 3 years, joined Peradeniya in 93. So since there I have been there. kind of nice city, but it's a retirement home because only people like me are there, plus the university people. University people are not Candy people, they are. They have come to learn and go. So it's all the people are either migrated to Colombo or out of Colombo. So this, so but take about me, then statistics learn because you will always have something to do. If you know that, right? So this is how to write a research proposal. So that you can do. This is my email and these are my 2 numbers, my cards. I gave you cards because when you get cards printed, you have to give it to someone. So I gave it to you. These numbers are there. You can always call me and ask me for anything. Sometimes I might not reply you at that time, but I always will answer. Call you back because sometimes I may be sleeping or doing something. When you go home, I usually put it to silent mode because I'm not scared of the voice, right? So why I thought I introduce you to a little bit of research, what research is, and then tell a little bit about the research methodologies, and then slowly go to research proposal. Why without this you have to do a research now? Research, now please, when you finish your research, publish. Right? A lot of us do it. We finish the seat, put the thesis in a drawer, put a padlock and throw away the key. Then no one knows you have done a research. Some, I think, I don't know about family medicine, but some MD programs have a requirement that you can just only write a research thesis, you have to publish it also, right? So publish, and there are enough conferences in the world. Mama, I will send you one which is basically closing, or its closing date is in September 15th. It's in the US, and you can submit abstract, and once the abstract is accepted, and AK they give scholarship. So when you are applying for submitting the abstract, apply for the scholarship also. If you get an oral presentation accepted for an oral presentation, they give a full scholarship for you to come and go and present and come, including facilities to stay, hotel accommodation also. Post presentation accept to not, you don't, they might select. Only problem is, although everyone talk about economic crisis, we are still a middle income country. So therefore, a lot of scholarships that were given to us. I first went to this conference through a scholarship. Second thing is, now I don't do private practice. I don't have graduate support, but I have gone for a few conferences, all through scholarships, not using my money. So don't think that you don't have money, I don't apply, that kind of thing. Always apply. There are scholarships in all conferences. But only thing is, you need to have a product to present. Product is your abstract for the research paper. So when Marikanti asked me to come and do this, my objective is one of you start writing after today's thing. Definitely will prepare a proposal, but that is for you to pass an exam. But if you start writing one person, then I think I have this coming year is successful. More than one is bonus, right? So when I first started, basically how research has changed in Candy. When I first started, I joined the department. Candy Society of Medicine, I think the second largest medical thing after the SLMA is in Candy. Candy Society of Medicine usually have its annual sessions in February. So in January, like secretary used to come to our rooms and ask, Macha, give abstract, give abstract. Now, in January, secretary goes into hiding because when the abstracts are rejected, usually secretary is sort of assaulted, kind of, no. So now people have started publishing there. There are so many abstracts coming for the sessions that we have to reject. And remember, these are not coming from university people, because university people need points and things like that to get promotion, but majority are coming from ministry people working in Peradeniya and Candy. So slowly there has been not my thing or anything, but usually as a city, can the medical community is publishing more now. Slowly this has changed. Everyone work together. Now we have the Sri Lanka Medical Journal, which is the Canadian Society of Medicine journal also, which is also a good journal. So that is thing. And then the third thing is basically when you are, this is my idea, you can always discuss with your supervisors and they might have different ideas. They are also, good researchers, senior people, but Mangitani, your first submission should be outside Sri Lanka. Okkoma reject keruwa, come to Sri Lanka and submit here. Journalists also same thing. Abstracts, they don't charge. Lot of journals, they don't charge. I'm not trying to tell that Sri Lanka is kind of lower than the world, but when you have a global publication, it is an international publication. Local publication is a local publication. So we see international publication is more valuable than a local publication. Second thing is, when you do international publication, this Google Scholar citations start coming, right? But local ones are not cited anywhere, so you don't get even abstract. So one pre-intern who's now a senior person, who was with our pre-intern in Candy, so we put one or two abstracts and then he went, worked in URLA, did the internship. There also he wrote, suddenly I met him sometime back, 2-3 years back, and he came and said, sir, I have 150 Google Scholar citations because all the abstracts get cited, right? So abstract to cite, but it has to go in a journal that other people look at. So this conference which I am telling, its abstracts are published in a journal called Analysis of Global Health. If you get an oral presentation, if you are accepted, it is published in the Lancet Global Health, which is a big journal which has a huge index journal. So that is just a little bit of research, and then it's basically to go and write a research proposal. Then you write a research proposal is basically this majority of you might want to write a research proposal for you to pass an exam, because a lot of postgraduate courses basically need a research. Then when I was a student, my whole problem was, what is the difference between a research proposal and your thesis? I think. So just think, when you delete discussion, results, and everything else, you get the research proposal, right? So sometimes what we do is we write a research proposal, mukakkar dila approve karaganna one, possibly, you know, but all of us are very busy people, and therefore my passe potaliyaneka might not work that way. So what I tell my basically students is, write once your proposal is accepted, this is about the pota part, write the introduction, literature search, methodology, because that you can do. No? Copy to not fill on a PGIM. Get 3 copies, get it checked by supervisor. To not pattern, local galati, which you can't lift by yourself. Because what you do is, but what people look at it is your results and discussions more than this part. So the same thing, those 3, if you write the same way for your proposal, then you only have to add the results and discussion, right? So that is the thing. So what we do is, we always change, and this I have to tell, you might even get angry, but I usually come across community medicine people. So their product is not very good. Proposal product take a good mistakes. I mean, mistakes, it is very hurriedly prepared. But when you look at proposals or theses that come from outside country, they are so good. So when you, I mean, all of you are most probably married, but when you go to see your whoever husband or wife to be, you go to Nikam කෙල්ල පෙරාගෙන කොණ්ඩේ අවුල් කරගෙන යන්නේ නැහැ. You go very nicely, makeup දාලා ගෑනු නම් පිරිමියක් makeup දාලා කොහමයි you go very nicely because otherwise the person might not like you. So same thing when you put your name and give a product, South to one, your name goes for 6, not the supervisor, because nothing will happen to the supervisor, right? When you are giving a proposal, even give a good thing. And today, with all this computer support, it doesn't take that. අපි ලියනකොට මේ මොකද තිබ්බේ නැහැ. ඉස්සර shift F7 තමයි center කියන්නේ. mouse light නැහැ. දුවන mouse light එක මේ mouse නැහැ. එතකොට DOS version එකක් තිබ්බේ. right? එතකොට delete ඔක්කොම කරන්න ඕනේ කොල කැලි වල දාගෙන සාප්පි දාගෙන තමයි කරන්නේ. මොකද there were no mouses. So no clicking part. Everything was command based. ඒ කාලේ තිබ්බේ එහෙමයි. Then only Bill Gates, that's why Bill Gates became so rich. He brought this, made it so easy for people to use computers. So ඊට ඉස්සෙල්ලා කරුවේ research typewriting. So ඒක වචන නැතුණත් you have to basically take off the whole page and throw it away and use. So we have so much of facilities now. So when you are writing a product, basically do it very nicely. Then මෙහෙමයි වෙලා තියෙන්නේ. මම lecturer කෙනෙක් ගොඩක්, right? So this don't tell any other people. So why I sometimes basically put Sinhala words is, don't tell this to other people, right? This is a secret. Is I studied in Sinhala. Then my English is not very good. So when you are speaking, suddenly you doesn't remember a word. If you stop and think for the word, one thing the audience get to know that your English is not good. And because you are stressed, you might not remember that word. So best thing is to put a single thing and continue. And when you remember, go to English. No one knows that. Then my English is that is why sometimes I put single words. If you have any problem, say I will try to stick to that. Lectures are very good. So basically, it's so good that usually that's not Peradeniya now. People go to sleep during my lecture. You also might you might go to sleep. Only there is no videos then. So my only objective I still haven't been able to achieve is I have not been able to make a whole class sleep at the same time. So I can try that today because you are a small class. Okay, that's this is one But what I do is I usually keep a running commentary of the number of people falling asleep, getting up and trying to sleep, but then ask the medical student not to look around. So you have to allow them to sleep. So that is, so you might suddenly go to sleep. Don't worry, that is because my lectures are so good, right? So why you want to do research apart from passing MD? Definitely passing MD will give you promotion. One. Second thing is, now remember, after you pass the MD, what you have to do? You have to go for training. And training, CV becomes very important because if you have a good CV with publications, your job, your salary, lot of other things will be improved or made better when you go for training, right? Make a good akai hitanne. The people who have publications get a better job. This is when you pass out from medical students and want to join the university as a lecturer profession. When you finish, become a board certified consultant, want to join the university, or when you want to go for a job, this works. So publications is very important for your CV, right? Quality publish then quality will start coming. The issue is quality doesn't come that much now because of this the high Google Scholar citation high index researcher it was mainly because of collaboration. So the third thing is you can't go this basically path or do this alone. Because you won't lose anything. But there are ethical and issues where you can't just put everyone in an article. So you at least ask them to edit the manuscript, look at the manuscript. Then one criteria for co-authorship is looking at the manuscript, right? But when you start including other people, they will start including you, right? In 1 year, you can write maximum 2 journals. But there are 10 people you collaborate with. Everyone writes 2 journal articles. At the end of the year, your CV will have 20 journal articles, right? ඉස්සර තමයි main author අරවත මේ author කිව්වේ දැන් එහෙම නැහැ. So if you are an author, you are an author. And then Google Scholar index you basically Google Scholar citations, you know, for people who don't know, is basically if you have an article where you are a co-author, I cite that article in one of my journal articles, which get published, you get 1 Google Scholar citation. Authors කීයක් ඉන්නවද කියන එක අදාළ නැහැ. Every author gets 1 Google Scholar citation. එතකොට 10ක් ඔයාගේ නම තියෙන 10ක් is cited in published journal articles, you get 10. So 10 ආපු ගමන් I 10 කියන්නේ ඒකයි. 10 සැරයක් publish වෙච්ච ඔයාගේ 10 සැරයක් articles කීයක් තියෙනවද? එතකොට 10ක් තිබොත් එකයි 20ක් තිබොත් දෙකයි නෙමෙයි. H index is if you have 5 journal articles, see, you have a 5 journal articles, පහම 5 සැරේ ගානේ cite කරලා තියෙනවා. You get a H index of 5. Right? ලෝක වැඩිම H index එක තියෙන එකට මම හිතුවා H index එක 400 ගානකට තියෙනවා. Right? And Google Scholar citation මම හිතුවා 500,000 වගේ තියෙනවා. ඒක list එකේ වුණාම එනවා. ලෝකේ අපේ කවුරුවත් මේ මුළුමේ කියන්නේ අර පෞද්ගලික කාලේ යුඩර්සින් 2% of scientists කියලා කතාව වටේ ගියා. හැබැයි අපි අත්‍තරම මේ ළඟදී එකක් ආවා. ඒක ලංකාවේ එක්කෙනෙක්වත් නැහැ. මම ලංකාවේ කෙනෙක් ඉන්නවා H index එක 100ට වැඩි. නර medical person is from රුහුණ දෙන්නෙක් තමයි වැඩිම ඉන්නේ. මට මතක නැහැ ඒ දෙන්නා නම්. There are medical people. මොකද medical එකේ මම උඩ ඉන්නේ that's the very issue. But they have higher citations, but it is not basically how good the researcher you are. It's basically collaboration. Well, තනියෙන් paper 74ක් ලියන්න paper 100 ලියන්න ගියොත් you will basically die before that, because for a paper to get published also it takes at least a year, right? ඉතින් ඒකින්ද now start this. So my main idea is to interest you in research, but research ගැන කියලා දෙන්න කියලා ඕනේ. ඒක අර පොඩි ළමක් වගේ දුන්නේ. ඔයගොල්ලෝ එන්නේ නැහනේ. proposal එකක් ලියනවා කොහොමද? දැන් ඊට පස්සේ අර අල්ලගත්තට පස්සේ I tell about research and how to write the proposal out. So this is what promotions you need. CV and awards, presidential awards. President කොළඹට එන්න කියලා හොඳට කන්න බොන්න දීලා එයාගේ අතින්ම දෙනවා award එක. මුලින් සල්ලි දුන්නා, දැන් සල්ලි දෙන්නේ. Chandrika started this at that time she gave money also, but then money is not given. But then මම රිසර්ච් කරලා තියෙනවා කියන්නේ අපේ ගෙදර මෛත්‍රී පාලසිරිසේනයි මහින්ද රාජපක්ෂයි මුණට මුණ බලාගෙන ඉන්නේ. මොකද ඒකත් මෛත්‍රියෙන් මම ගත්ත එකක් තියෙනවා. මම දෙන්නට බලාගෙන ඉන්න සෙට් කරලා පින්තූර දෙක දුන්නා. මොකද පින්තූරෙකට ඒක කොපියක් දෙනවා. ඉතින් දෙන්නගෙම ඒ කියන්නේ but actually it's a very good thing every year. දැන් ඒක පොඩ අඩු කරලා පොඩි ගොම් පාට්ටක් දාලා මුල 100ට වගේ එකක් තමයි තියෙනවා. So there is something which I don't understand. National Research Council gives this, selects you, go to their website, you will see how to get a presidential award. You think try that also because it's good for your CV. Right? And every year this happens. So, අන්තිම එක මම දැස් 20 හරි 18 වගේ publications වලට දැන් දුන්නේ there was a backlog, the new NRC cleared it. Every year then 23ට 22 වට president gives award. Right? So that is the awards part. Apart from that, you get the best award, you get the best paper, and that for your marks also you get for your promotions, everything. And I think Ministry of Health also now is slowly trying to give points for research and give professorships and that kind of things. Yeah, basically preparing proposals. So if you have research, then you can get basically this awards also. Then what is research? What do you think? What is research? Everyone knows why you want to do research, basically to pass the exam, apart from anything else. But what is research? So research is not something that only few people know. Research is not something that is difficult. Research is not something that you can't do, right? And research is basically there are various definitions. I have one or two. I have made 3 PowerPoints, circulate it to anyone, use it for anyone. If you want to go and do a lecture on how to write research proposal, use it. Because this is not anything I found, these things I got from internet, so no rights or anything. You can use it for anything. But only thing is this everything is true. So you don't have to be scared of telling it because everything is true, but you can use it. So send it to anyone and everyone, no problem. So research is basically a lot of definitions, but research is something new. If you are writing a research, your thesis is the same thing that another person did last year. That is not research. So this is where literature search come. I will do it a little bit in detail later. Literature search one important objective is to find out what other people have done. Definitely board will be. No one will publish it. Well, it can even go as plagiarism also, right? So therefore, literature search or searching basically will tell you what other people have done. I have done a little bit of work on road traffic crashes. So road traffic crashes, I know, still there are a lot of things people can do, no one does. Me accident service I think more than 100,000. 25% is road traffic crashes. No one has written anything on those analysis. Data set analyze, you can publish it anywhere. Because go to the website or go to any journal, they're going to sample sets in CI because there are no patients. Right? We have patients and medical graduates are very lucky. We have data. We never use them. That's different. But other agriculture gas for one. Right? And if people, lab people, they have to do laboratory research. We have data. We don't publish. I'm not going to ask you where you are working. Then data set done publish. But if that people can be identified from that data, you will be ethical. Right? Nothing, no need of ethical. Any data that is annual health bulletin again, you know, website annual health bulletin, then library annual health bulletin, you can go and download them. Become pitu abstract, right? There is data. And so research is what is research we will discuss, but right? So just write things. One of the huge, very good Sira researchers was again people who passed out from Peradeniya, know. There was a technician, she passed out as senior technician from the retired from the department, still living. He's Mr. Anston De Silva, now Dr. Anston De Silva, because we gave an honorary doctorate. Mama department joined in Mulu Peradeniya medical faculty, I researcher, he has done this. He got interested in snakes. He started doing various, no basic degree one. He started doing various things with snakes. But he wrote. And he have more articles than, I think, definitely more than myself, but more than a lot of people combined. He continued to write. I think he's a snake because I have told him, if you bite me, I most probably will die. Because he has been bitten by snakes about 28 times, never taken antibiotic. Has to be a snake, no, otherwise it's dead. No? So that's the difference. A snake in human sorrow or something, but one of the best researchers, and because he published, it's obvious English degree, no training in research, but he has so many articles because he basically published. So, reject don't get angry. Continue. Then Lanka out again. ඒත් බැරි නම් ආයෙ මුළු එක පොඩ්ඩක් වෙනස් කරලා කොටන්න. So වැරදිලවා වෙනවා ඇත්තට review is people two people review. They might be sleepy, they might be angry one day, another day they might be happy. So again the thing is only thing is you have to publish. Again දැන් ගෙදර ගිහලා first එක කරන්න ඕනේ. Apart from whatever the thesis you are doing to pass the exam, හොයාගන්න පුළුවන් මොකක් හරි data set එකක් හොයාගන්න. නිකන් ඇනලයිස් කරන්න. දැන් හොඳම එක මම කියන්නේ දැන් මෙතන ඉන්නවා එයාන් ළමයි 1 2 3 5 6. So I write first workshop by College of Specialists in Family Medicine was set. හරිද? Description of participants. There were 6 males, females and physically present. කියලා ඒ first table. It was a නම් දෙන ගෑනම්ගේ නම්. But we can always put their specialties, right? ඊට පස්සේ කොයිද වැඩ කරන්නේ? ඇයි ආවේ? ඒක publish. ඒක මහා පිස්සු එකක් නෙමෙයි මොකද? නෑ ඒක මොකද? So this will give you information on for the college to publish or have the next workshop because you need basic data. Like COVID ආවනේ. COVID එකේ බලන්න අද වෙනකම් එකක් මම ලියලා තියෙන එක දැන් සබ්මිට් කරලා තියෙන අද වෙනකම් බේසික් රිසර්ච් එකක් පබ්ලිෂ් කරලා නැහැ. කී දෙනෙක් ගෑනුන්ට කී දෙනෙක් ගෑනු කී දෙනෙක් පිරිමි කී දෙනෙක් මැරුණා. මැරුණාට මොනවද තිබුණේ? No article. Because everyone published in high level ones without the basic article. It's a new disease, so you have to basically describe this. That is epidemiology, person, place, and time. So what I want to tell you is, again, my objective is to at least make one of you publish, start publishing. අර කතාව තියෙන්නේ ලියන කට්ටියක් ඉන්නවා, කරන කට්ටියක් ඉන්නවා, මොකුත් නොකරන කට්ටියක් ඉන්නවා. එක කට්ටියක් ඉන්නවා ලියන. දැක්කොත් ලියන. So ඉතින් මෙහෙම ඇවිදිනකොට දැන් මේක වයර් එකේ වැටෙනවා. You will go down, sit down and write article how to keep a wire not to hit your foot. That is that. Right? ඉතින් ඒක ලියන එක කෙනා and you kind of get withdrawal effects if you stop writing. And you may conference එකට මුකුත් දැම්මේ නැහැ. So that SLMA sessions එනවා සාමාන්‍යයෙන් ජූලි. Candy Society of Medicine sessions එනවා February. College of Community Medicine sessions එනවා September. Plus there are lot of colleges who qualify except Sri Lanka. Objective එක කරගන්න ඔක්කොම කරන්න බෑනේ. මම හැම අවුරුද්දෙම මේ අවුරුද්දේ සිට abstract දෙකක් දානවාමයි. මොකකට හරි. ඒක දෙකෙන් නවතින්නේ නැහැ. Right? When you start that, this data will become exponentially increased. Don't believe me. දැන් ඔයගොල්ලෝ හිතයි මේ මාර කරන්නේ මෙයා ඇවිල්ලා මේ එක එක බයිලා කියනවා we came to write research proposal for research proposal නැහැ මොකුත් නැහැ කියලා. But the issue is you start, this will happen and then slowly you will go to journal article. The thing is all of you are very young people, so going for conferences, the best thing is networking. Right? Because you meet a lot of other people who have done research in different ways. You get a lot of information. අපි යන්නේ නැහැ medical. අය කී දෙනාද conference එකට. යන්න පුළුවන් සල්ලි තියෙන අය කියලා conference එකක් නැහැ නේ මේ ගිහිල්ලා. So what I tell them is, you have money to go now. Put a paper and go. Then you present, because networking is very huge. And you start meeting people, දැන් ඔයාලට training එකට යන්න ඕන නම් ඒ can you remember මම ඉස්සර ගන්න ඇවිල්ලා ආපු ගමන් ඔක්කොම හම්බෙච්ච අයට කාඩ් මාරු කරගෙන කාඩ් ගන්න ගත්තේ ඔක්කොම කාඩ් වලට ඊමේල් එකක් ගන්න. Can you remember I am Samath, I met you in this, did you go safely to your home, I came home කියලා 99% reply. So the next conference if you meet them, hello, and then they slowly make a group of people who you can get a lot of help, especially when you want to get a place for your training. So සල්ලි ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ සල්ලි ඕනේ නැහැ to visit conferences. There are enough scholarships for you. Right? So what is research? මේක මේ යටිතර මීටර කියන්නේ So this is sometimes I think the results of the study come, then suddenly you realize, was I in a study? And so this is basically some definitions, systematic investigations toward increasing sum of knowledge. So basically, there is new thing, so knowledge will be increased, and endeavor to discover new or collate old facts. So just because someone has published doesn't mean you can't do, but it has to be done in a different way by the scientific study of a subject or by a course of critical investigation. So there are various things, but basically it's finding new things. And so this is just some misconceptions. It is not a compilation of quotations. It's not simply reworking others' words or ideas into a neat description. Then something has come which will destroy everyone's publishing, that is GPT chat. මේ ළඟදී මං ගැන ලියන්න ඕනේ කියලා මං කියන්නේ ඒකෙන්ද බදාගෙන මම ගෙවුවා එකපාරට මතක් වුණේ. ඉංග්‍රීසි තුන නෑනේ මේ ඩිෆරන්ට් රයිට් අබවුට් යුනේ. put GPT chat. මෙන්න එනවා ලස්සන එකක්. තුනක් විතර ආවා. ඒ තුන copy paste කරලා ඒක නේද දාලා. Because they take from various websites, various places. So when first I was told about GPT chat, මට මොකක්ද කියලා බලන්න මං ගෙවා rotary accidents in Sri Lanka කියලා. Things I have written ඒ වගේම. So what I want to check is whether the GPT chat tells the truth. Yes, it tells, but now there are new plagiarism softwares, it seems, that they can basically detect not plagiarism, but whether it came out of GPT chat or not. So don't use GPT chat things in your publications or thesis or things like that, because now there are software which detects that it came from GPT chat. Right? It's very easy, but don't use. I know now very fast students will start using the thing copy pasted to your dissertation or thesis, and you will get caught and most probably chased out of the program. So don't use that, but you can always use GPT chat to get information. Don't copy paste, but basically they give down plagiarism. So we could copy paste from articles, but now you can't because plagiarism catch you. And it's not a defense or apology of my own convictions, and it's basically not your opinion, right? So everyone has opinions. Research is not a personal opinion. It's not polemical, not the presentation of personal opinions as I show, and it is not a sermon, right? So it's basically not these. This is what people say. So sometimes you can compile quotations and write something that is not research. And then in a research, basically, if you can tell or answer these things, then basically you have given the answer to your objectives as well as methodologies. This who, when, what, how data is collected and where your methodology is over. Right? So say I want to do a study on rotary crashes. So I say I'm going to do the study on rotary crashes using secondary data from the National Hospital Sri Lanka Accident Service. And I go there, I collect data from BHTs from this day to this day, all the people who came, that is your methodology. Right? So what my main objective today is to tell you is that research is not something that you should be scared of. It is not something that will make your life basically awful, and it is something anyone can do and get some, athal out of it also. And it is not something that is inside a box. It's very free thing. And if you basically start enjoying doing research, then you will do research. But remember, research is everything and anything. I pattharavada මෙච්චර දාන්නේ දොස්තරලා යට යනවා. That's a research. I still don't know because doctoral have gone to Rata from the day I entered medical. Today also they are going Rata. Not only doctor, other professionals are also going Rata. No one is talking about them. Then other not say graduates, they are also going. No one is talking about them. But doctorla gyutta first. I don't know. So anyway, that's different issue, but that is a research. Why? So you can ask some reporters. You are telling this. That is a research. So, and remember, research, article in a research. So, paper article, if you know the editor, they will publish. If it's a new thing, they will publish. So, start writing. Whatever you think, give a little bit of scientific background to it, and because you are a doctor, you are working in government institute, when you put your name and your position, they will publish, definitely, right? And you got a podi to make it a journal article. Only difference is paper article is not peer reviewed. Journal article is peer reviewed. That is the only difference. But start writing to papers also, right? Because a lot of things that we should write. Non-medical people are right. It was up to get time to. Then one of the most known person is Mrs. Pushparanjani. Whether because she has been coming on papers, and TV and talking, everyone knows. But all the surgeons who work there, no one knows. But everyone thinks the person who looks after all the injured in Sri Lanka. Because no one goes to that club. Public health, I was really upset. Public health title, Udaten, Poral Kilapendant chance, we didn't take it. COVID. Okay, Sabdanatu, it among Kidanaki ever, let the Yaraman and kick it up because COVID was controlled by public, not clinicians. Then clinicians have argued, what a current you admit a patient, what do? You look at the patient for nothing to do. How with vitamin C do not get there because there is no treatment for COVID. Prevention, immunization. Right? And the younger lady again, all the mumps, measles, chickenpox are there. So, people who died in the young people. And the young people didn't die. Doctors didn't do anything. Suddenly, the clinicians started losing their ward status. But that chance we didn't take. How the got the PHI local? Umudeshu. Come up to then everyone is thinking not doctors, but an enemy. Till next COVID comes, these are the people. It's our fault, can't help. So this is kind of like any problem now. If you want to go to family, you have to plan. So seriously, you have to first observe, ask, right? So again, remember, research is not something other than it is not something like that. Research is a very free thing, but you have to tell something good, true, new in a scientific way. So then you have to gather information, hypothesize, experiment, and conclude or answer the question. And these are basically what we are going to discuss in the preparation of the research proposal. Analyze data and discussion conclude will not be there, but the other is what we are going to discuss. You have to have a problem. Then review literature, must have objectives, then use a method to collect data to achieve the objective. Right? Achieve data collect to achieve the objective. Right? And then next two comes when you are writing your basically the thesis of dissertation. So this is some cartoons I saw. I go fast, but so how to get started? You need a very good environment. Choose the optimal environment because if you research, do, and someone is trying to kill you or something, you will never do research. So you have to have optimal environment. Now you have got the optimal environment because you have to pass exam. Right, Nanta? You won't get. So you have then title and abstract, sell your paper. So these two. Now, when you look at, open the paper, what articles do you read? When them interesting titles, right? If you, so they, those, so similarly, ඔයගොල්ලෝ නවල් එකක් ගත්තොත් කොහෙද ඉස්සෙල්ලම බලන්නේ? අන්තිම පිටාරවල එතන තියෙන එකයි ලියපෙත් කෙන කවුද කියලා පින්තූරයක් තියෙනවනේ ඒකම. Then first page එක පෙරලා you look at the first part and then decide. When you want to watch a movie on TV, what do you go? Information එක ඔයගොල්ලෝ මොකක් ගැනද, comedy එකක්ද මරණ එකක්ද? So same thing, title and abstract is the summary of the paper. We will discuss that. We'll sell your paper. Same thing. When you send your research proposals, two people have to review. You first look at your title, then comment on the title, then look at your abstract, then go to the rest. So when you are putting the dissertation or your thesis out, these two are, if not good, then the examiner will go with the impression that this chapter should be fair. But if you have a very nice title and a nice abstract, very nicely written book, Varadi Keruat, examiner, all are humans, right? Don't want to fail you. But don't make the examiner angry at the beginning by giving a very awful product. Then people, when you become examiners also, you do the same thing. So it is, and then introduction, basically, it has to be very focused. Because you can't write everything in introduction, and we'll again discuss, but introduction, every sentence you have to have a reference. No opinions in the introduction, right? So you have to say this was done and this was told, but where? Where to research karanna? Bad. But you have to hit and know research karanna. But what you think has to be scientifically told that this is a problem and this should be studied. Right? Now, road traffic crashes, more than 3,000 people die every year. Traffic police data, everything, this is so, right? There are this much of, 8 to 9 people die every day, right? And so this is a huge problem, lot of things, but that is not my opinion. This is that then put as reference was told here in this research or in this publication, in this photo, whatever it is. Introduction, also called justification, also called background, basically tells why this is done or why this should be done, right? And it has to be very focused, that's why. And then methods, provide a cookbook with the studies ingredients. So this is where everything happens. Because if the method is awful, statistics can't correct the wrong method, right? Statistics can collect analysis. They are good thing, bad thing related case. So methodology, you have to be very good for you to get good results. If the methodology is awful, we'll talk about the methodology also, then definitely your study will be awful. When you are in the department, a lot of people used to come and say, Macha, may data take analyze color then I say Macha, may data take analyze come there. Lot of people are see a catheter. How they done? So there is why there is a thing called sample size. So you can't just see which pi gunakar wage. So there has to be some evidence. Sample size. So when you plan a research, one thing you have to do is you have to have a sample size. Sample size can be calculated in various ways. That is not the issue. But this, what is the minimum will depend on your objectives and your research. And then research, present findings without interpretation. And remember, research is just describing research. You don't have to do any interpretation. Interpretations come in discussion. Discussion, okay, you discuss your research with other research. No? So where does the other research? in the literature review and the introduction. So if there are no other results in introduction or literature review, then you don't know whether your results are significant or good or bad or whatever it is. Right? That is where literature review second objective is to compare your results, and after discussion, you have to tell a conclusion. For that, you have to compare it. Compare is review. Then you will always have a problem. The 100,000 million articles come. How do I select articles for my research? That is your objectives and your research come. So you only select articles where you can discuss your results. So anything that your results doesn't have, you don't want to take. I think all of you are very good literature reviewers because you use social media, Facebook. How do you search for a friend in Sweden? Same thing, literature. Put keywords. Start searching. What is the keyword? Friend in Amma. What in Sweden? Then you select. Same thing, you have keywords. Rotary experience in Sri Lanka. Then a lot of articles will come. Then you can slowly, basically go and select what you want. Right? So, results is no interpretation, just findings, and then be frank in acknowledging limitations. Really nice, but there are no limitations. So remember, any research have limitations, and limitations are your insurance policy against anyone criticizing your research. Right? You say, I am telling this under these limitations. So when you are taking anything out of my study, remember these limitations are there. If you don't write limitations in your thesis, the examiner says, moral study, no limitations. But when there are problems, you don't have a place to hide. Right? So always write limitations, any research will have. Right? Because you can't do a no limitations study anywhere. And never be upset. Good up what will happen, because any study will have problems. So under those limitations are also you do, and then tables and figures about these pie charts and bar charts, and then references. The other important thing, because your literature review, all the articles will come as references. There are 2 ways to write. Harvard or Vancouver, it doesn't matter. Articles, when you go to publish, they give what they want. PGIM tells you what they want, how many references they need, all those. So always go back to the original source. So a lot of us do is, I used to do, එක reference එකක් හොයාගෙන ඒකෙන් යනවනේ වටේට. Right? Don't do that. Go to each article and read. But we are, doctors are very high personality people. High personalities, we do everything at the last moment. The student at a monkey, I am not as bright as you, because they bring the thesis. So, make a balla. When do you have to submit? Tomorrow. So now when student come and say, can you be my student? See, I am not as bright as you. So I can't read thesis in 1 week. So you have to give this it takes time for it. So introduction, but they never do. Because we are high personality and you do everything at the last moment. So we are very high personality people, but so references always do. This is what I say, when you are now, if you have not started your research, take a month or 2 months or whatever time off, read everything and anything that on the area you are going to do the research, because these 2 months you would have saved a lot of months at the end. මගේ සුපර්වයිසර් මම බැන මොන කරදරයක්ද කියලා ගොම් රිසර්ච් එකක් කරලා දීලා පස්සේ තමයි තේරෙන්නේ දෙයනේ if I had read a little bit more I could have done far better research, right? So take time. Sometimes you are lazy, sometimes you are hurried thing, make a deal, you have to get it finished kind of, but take time, read, because it will refine your research, give you a better idea, give you how to do the research, get to know what other people have done. So always, basically, read a little bit more, and definitely this will give you a good literature review. Plus, remember, your literature review you can publish. So if you have already written the proposal, then you have already written your literature review, abstract will publish. If no one has done it, right? If you are doing a study in Sri Lanka, most of the time, most probably no one has published it. So you can use the literature reviews published. So, thesis, you can put that as a reference also. Right? Research then this people might get kind of angry, but remember now the client is a very senior person. Postgraduate research thesis you own, not the supervisor, right? So main authorship is yours. Supervisor, even if the supervisor kills you, he or she can't take that. And in a MPhil, MSc, PhD, say I'm the supervisor, right? Because that is owned by the student. He or she is the main author. Supervisor or supervisors can be the next authors. Other people can't come. If you want to put your yaluas in, then you have to do it. I mean, you can ask the student to do a research, but thesis, dissertation is yours. Remember that. We know, I know, where people have published putting their supervisor's name as the main author. Sometimes this has been caught and problems have arisen. Sometimes no one knows. But remember, your thesis is yours. Supervisor helps you. But again, remember, you can't go and publish without telling the supervisor, without putting the supervisor. Some students do that also, right? That is also not allowed because supervisors contribute a lot to the thesis. But only thing is, main author is you, not the supervisor. Right? But it depends, but usually 99.9% supervisors don't try to get the main authorship because this is one important thing I forgot to tell you about research is, why do you think a lot of people do research apart from passing exams? But right? Because research have a lot of money. Then about 1 or 2 years back, there was I was also evaluated international Lanka they got come or people. The cost was 4 nearly say 5 million pounds for 3 years. Multiply and see how much money that is. UK they got. And usually the main principal investigator get paid for doing research about 10% of the total. Plus other investigations also with pay. If you write a grant and get money, you get paid for your time. So a lot of people do research to get rich. You never thought of that. But අපේ වෙයි සල්ලි අම්මින්නේ ඔය PP කරනේම කිසි වැඩක් නැහැ හොඳ රිසර්ච් දෙයක් කරන්නේ ඔක්කොම නවත්තලා ආතල් එක ගෙදෙට්ට වෙලා අරක නිකන් ජොලි ඉන්නේ ට්‍රිප් එකක් එකම ගිහිල්ලා then with the research you get chance to go and meet those people do presentation everything is in the research grant right මම කියන එක පිළිගන්න එපා ගිහිල්ලා grant application එක Bill and Melinda Gates හරි National Institute of Health Services UK හරි NIH US ගිහිල්ලා බලන්න කොච්චර funds තියෙනවද කියලා only thing is you have to prepare a proposal and put that is a lot of people do research more than publication but one of the most important things you need in your life is money PB current income because you need money right the consultants go and see patients because They need money to live, because they like to go and stay in a room 24 hours and not even see whether the sun is rising or coming down. It means look at the money. This is one way to earn money. Right? So therefore, authorship matters. So don't try to not put people who have contributed. Putting people who have not contributed will not make people angry, but not putting people who have contributed will make people angry. All the people who have joined virtually, you can interrupt and ask questions at any time. Right? And then make it
Yeah, we'll stop for the tea at the moment. And thank you very much, sir. Anyway, it's good, like I'm a supervisor for sort of a lot of researchers at the moment. And now the problem is that when they release a research paper that's proposal, and they have to go for a sort of a reviewers. And the problem at the moment I'm observing is the two reviewers give two like sort of their own views and ideas. So they're in a in a dilemma what they are going to do. So I think you will give the answer for them how they tackle the problem. So they as an outsider, so they ask a question. The two reviewers give two different things. What's the way out? So I think you will be able to answer that as well. So thank you very much. We will break down for like wait for the tea and. In 10 minutes,